clove. Now clove is actually a bud, that is a flower bud of Syzygium aromaticum, and the family is Myrtaceae. So this is a diagram of clove. If you see, this is the hypanthium, and you see this is the petals along with the inner parts, that is your stigma and the stamen, and these are the sepals. So this entire part is the clove that we use. In the magnified image, you will be able to see there is a single style in between. Then we have got the stamens which surround the style, and we have got whorls of petals. These outer short coverings are your sepals, which are written in this diagram, nidoret in this diagram, and the stalk part is the hypanthium, which has got the ovary at the top. Now the ovary is not in line with the sepals, it is submerged, it is little below than the level of the sepals. And we will see that on the outer side you will find the oil glands. So if you crush the clove in hand, you get the smell of eugenol. That is basically because these oil glands are crushed. So when you take the section of transverse section of clove, you can take a section through the ovary as well as you can take a section through the hypanthium. In both the cases you will get two different sides. If you take it through the hypanthium, which is the lower part, you will see the presence of columella. Whereas if you take it a little above, which passes through the ovary, then you will see the ovary at the center. So in case of the microscopic characters of clove, you will have to make two sections, one showing the ovary and one showing the hypanthium. So now let us see the procedure how to take sections of clove. This is the normal clove that we use at home in culinary practices or in food. This is the dried form. If you soak it in water for around 8 to 10 hours, it swells. These cloves have been soaked overnight. So if you see, the size of the clove has increased as compared to the dry clove. Now in this case, you should not choose a clove when you are using it for any purpose. You should not choose a clove whose bud is broken. That is, you just have the hypanthium and the ovary. But if you see this clove, it is entire with the bud in place. So you will get more oil content from these. Now officially, clove should contain not less than 15% of the oil. Okay, 15% weight by volume of clove oil. This is the blade that you are going to use for taking the sections, transverse or longitudinal. Either you can use it as whole. Both the edges have got, both the sides have got sharp edges. So while taking sections, you have to be careful of the other edge which is near your hand. If not, you can break it into two pieces. Okay, so that only on one side you will get the sharp edge and the other side will just be this design. It is up to you, whatever you wish, you can use it that way. You should always be prepared with a watch glass with some amount of water in which you will suspend your sections after they are made. Now, although the bud part of this clove has fallen off, I am interested in taking sections over here where the ovary is situated and a little below where the hypanthium is there. I will again show over here where the ovary is situated, just below the sepals, and a little below where you have got the columella seen in the hypanthium. So I will make sections from both these parts. For that, you can first cut the clove. Okay, then you have to hold it erect such that you take perpendicular sections. You just go on cutting the clove, and as explained in the earlier practicals, you need not have the entire circular region. You just go on doing it. The main aim is you should be able to see all the tissues from the center up to the outer part. This is how you will see the clove after it is cut. Now I have already taken some sections from the hypanthium part. Now I will try to take sections from the ovary. So I am going to cut the clove here and take sections from this part. So So from this part I will try and take sections. After you have taken multiple sections, you can choose some and place them over your slide. You have to use a brush. Never touch the sections with forceps or any hard object. They will you will destroy the tissues. Now I had taken sections from the hypanthium where columella was supposed to be seen, and we have taken sections from the part where ovary will also be seen. So please keep them separate, or remember on which slide or which part of the slide you are focusing those, and just do an observation of the unstained sections to see whether your section is evenly cut or not. If the section is too thick, then you will waste your time in staining the section. So before choosing the section for staining, you have to check whether your section is thinly cut or not. So like I have explained last time in the microscopy video, you have to first adjust the mirror for maximum light. Then you have to adjust the condenser also and the iris diaphragm for maximum light. Now because I am using artificial lighting, I will be using the plain side of the mirror. We place the sections on the slide and keep the slide on the stage, and under 10x we do a rough adjustment to see whether our sections are properly cut or not. So because I had taken the hypanthium part for TS, I am seeing a section where there is columella seen at the center. Now I will change that slide with another slide where I will have the ovary as the central part of my section. As explained in the introductory video, we will first clear our sections using chloral hydrate. So we have got chloral hydrate here. I will add a few drops of chloral hydrate. And I will pass my slide over the flame. Caution should be, we should be cautious that we should not keep the slide on the flame for longer, otherwise it will break into parts. So you just have to move it over the flame. If this is not possible, you can take the sections in a test tube and then add chloral hydrate and boil the test tube. Now because this is a section of a flower bud, there is not much presence of chlorophyll, so it may not require as harsh a chloral hydrate treatment as a leaf. In case of leaf, you will have to boil it in a test tube to remove the chlorophyll content. You can see the fumes coming out from the slide. This is the point where you have to stop, otherwise it will get overheated. After you have cleared your section using chloral hydrate, you may add a few drops of water or a few drops of glycerine on the sections and drop a cover slip over it. This is a cover slip, which is a square piece of glass, very thin in. It is very thin, so you can either drop it, if you have control over your hands, you can drop it directly using your hands, or the other way is to keep your slide down and use a brush. You touch the cover slip at one edge and slowly release it over the sections by lowering your brush end. This will ensure minimum air bubbles. Whatever extra liquid is there on the slide has to be cleaned using a filter paper. And now you can observe the sections under the microscope. Wash the sections after treating it with chloral hydrate by adding a few drops of water on top of your sections and draining off the water. You can drain off the water in the sink, or you can use the agency of a filter paper. See to it that your sections are not draining out along with the water. The extra water can be blotted off. Now the second stain that we are going to add for observing the lignified tissues is fluorobisanol along with HCl. So what you will do is, you will clear this sections of any extra water and we will add, this is fluorobisanol, just add 1 or 2 drops of fluorobisanol. And 1 drop of dilute HCl. And you have to allow the sections to get treated for some time, then only the lignified tissues will take up the pink color. So leave it on for some time. And if you observe it carefully, you can already see some pink coloration in the section. So that is an indication that the staining has started and the section is taking up the pink color. We have seen the unstained sections, then we have stained with, we have cleared with chloral hydrate. Further we have gone to stain with chloral hydrate and HCl, where you will get fluorobisanol and HCl, where you will see the lignified tissues pink or red in color. The next stain which is important for clove is that of Sudan red. Now Sudan red is going to color the clove oil red in color. The eugenol is going to give you the red color. So the oil glands in your section will be colored red. So the procedure remains the same. We will add 2 to 3 drops on the sections and leave it for some time, drain it off, and then add glycerine and place the curl slip and observe the section. So when you observe the section under the microscope, these are the tissues that you will see in the microscope. The outermost, which is the epidermis, and beyond that is your cuticle, in which you will see embedded stomata. Okay. As you go in, with your staining with Sudan red, you will be able to see vacuoles which are colored red. These are the oil glands. If you have unstained section, then these will look colorless. If it is stained with Sudan red, it will look red or pink. Then below this layer, you will find spirites, which are calcium oxalate crystals. The number of calcium oxalate crystals is less in case of clove. Then there are some vascular bundles. Okay, in the vascular bundle, you will see pink coloration because of lignified tissue. And outside the vascular bundle, there are pericyclic fibers. These two here, this one here, are the pericyclic. They are outside the vascular bundle. They are the pericyclic fibers, which are also lignified. So they will also look pink in color. Below to that tissue layer is your parenchyma. So this tissue layer has a lot of air spaces. This is not a much dense tissue layer. And at the center, you will see the columella, in which again there are vascular bundles embedded in a circular manner. Now, if you have taken this section of the hypanthium as told to you, explained to you earlier, you will see the columella. But in case you have taken a section above, just below the sepals, you will see the ovary at the center. So these will be the two different sections that you will see. Now, this is an entire section. As I explained to you, if you cut the entire clove, this is the shape you will get. But in case of microscopy, even if you have a sector of this entire oval clove, it is alright, because you are just supposed to show the tissues from in to out or out to in. All the tissues should be visible. So if you see in this whole clove, these pink ones are the vascular bundles which are outside at the periphery of this central columella, which you can see here. In the columella also you have, and there are some which are embedded outside. This is the arrangement of the oil globules or the oil glands at the periphery of the hypanthium. So whenever you crush the clove, this is the place from where the oil comes on your hand. Apart from this, we are supposed to do the powder characteristics. As explained to you, powder characteristics are important for identification of the powder, where you will be seeing specific tissues. Okay. In case of powder characters, you may be able to see a portion of the anther. So you may see broken anthers, where you might see the anther lobes and the stem of the anther. You will also be able to see tissues which are broken, in which you will find the oil glands. Okay, you will not see a whole tissue because it is crushed powder. There might be fragments of hypanthium showing oil glands. You will be able to see fibers. Okay, lignified fibers. Then if the cuticle has been broken, the epidermis is broken, you will see the stomata in some cases, and a surface view of the petal. When the clove is crushed, even the petals get crushed. In case of that, you will see a view like this. You will see some tissue parts in which you will see multiple oil glands. Okay, the yellow circular ones are the oil glands, and this comes from the petal part of the clove bud. So when you just imagine that this entire bud is converted into powder, so what all tissues are there, whichever tissues are there in this entire clove bud will be broken down into smaller parts. Now for example, the filament of the anther, this part, we are not choosing each part and powdering. So if at all the filament of the anther is crushed, then you will see a section like this, in which you will see the vascular bundles in the longitudinal section. So you will see the darkenings on the vascular bundle. Then you will see the oil glands and crystal sheath, which is common to the anther. It is not calcium oxalate crystals are not much seen in the hypanthium, but mostly in the anther stem. You might also see fibrous wall of the anther lobe. This tissue also may be seen in the powder. So I will show you how to make the powder, how to mount the powder. The most important element of clove is eugenol. The clove oil, the smell, the taste is all because of eugenol. Now clove has got an aromatic smell. It has got a strong aromatic smell. It has got a pungent taste. Okay, and I'll again repeat, the biological source is Syzygium aromaticum. It is the dried flower bud of Syzygium aromaticum, and the family is Myrtaceae. In case of clove powder, this is how it will look. It is dark brownish in color. You will get a typical smell of clove from this powder. So if you are given a powder mixture and it smells of clove, it is an indication that clove powder may be added, but do not rely only on organoleptic properties. You have to do the microscopy, because if at all only clove oil is dropped onto the powder, you will get the smell, but the powder will be of something else. So to ensure that it is not adulterated, we will take a pinch of this powder in the test tube. This much is enough, more than sufficient, and we will add some amount of chloral hydrate to it. And I will be boiling the powder. This step is done to clear the powder. If at all there is any pigmentation, any chlorophyll by chance, then it should go off. Please keep on moving the test tube while you are heating it, otherwise the liquid will bump off. If you have not held it right, then it can go to your neighbor's or partner's face. Please bear caution when working in the lab. As soon as you see the boiling, stop heating it, take it aside, again keep on boiling. Do it 4-5 times. Since I have told you earlier that it is not a leaf, the amount of chlorophyll is definitely less, so it will not take much time for clearing. Now you can leave it in the test tube stand for some time. You can decant off the upper layer of the liquid from top, that is chloral hydrate, and then concentrate only on the lower powder. So you can decant off the liquid and take the powder in another watch glass and mount it on your slide. To mount the powder, you can take a slide, keep it on the surface, and then pick up some of the powder from the test tube in which you have boiled it and place it on this slide. Small amount of powder is also enough to give you all the tissues. So even if this much amount of powder is present, it is okay. So this is the microscopy of clove bud, and I will show you the pictures of all the sections and the powder characteristics subsequently.